Hi there, Healey, Director here at Century 21, Newcastle in Newcastle. Back with you for our Monday wrap, keeping Newcastle investors up to date on what's happening in the current rental market, tips, tricks and strategies to maximise your return on your investment. This week, Nick Stewart joins me, Director of our Sales Department here at Century 21. Nicole's away on annual leave, so Nick decided to step up to the couch. He got the call up.
I'm sitting on the bench, call up this week.
He's on the field, he's playing back row.
Yeah.
This week we wanted to touch on purchasing off the plan. What are the benefits of purchasing off the plan? We've just listed this great development at Aurora, which is
990 Hunter Street. It's right at the railway bridge as you go over into Islington. It's a really good spot. Views over Wickham Park and city views.
So we thought we'd touch on what's the benefits of buying off the plan and also tell you a little bit about what this development is, rental yields, prices, things like that. So benefits of buying off the plan, Nick, I think probably the first and foremost is possibility of capital growth during construction period.
Yeah, there's been instances even in the last few years where people have put a deposit down, for instance in, let's call it 2022 because that's where we are now, and by the time we hit 2023, when it's going to finish and settle, they've been able to have a capital appreciation of 15-20%.
Yeah, which is massive. Also, the flexibility of finishes is a big win for people buying off the plan.
You can get involved in the process.
What else have we got? Competition of sale. There's not probably as much competition for sale.
No, like if you're looking at buying a residential property that's existing, you'll probably find in the market today that if you put an offer in, maybe there'll be one or two other offers that you have to compete with. Here, like at Aurora, we've got 62 apartments. You've got your choice. So if someone else is looking at one, you just buy a different one.
Yeah.
So you don't have that stress.
And there's kind of flexibility within designs and
yeah,
things
to
like
a point. It'll depend on the developer, but
floor plans.
We've had a buyer on this one who wants to buy a larger unit, so they're thinking of buying two bedrooms and combining them.
Nice.
And the developer's agreed that he'll get involved with the design process.
Awesome. Obviously, government grants available is a big tick.
Yep, first home buyers, I think up to 600,000 it is now. You've got a grant, so that's off the plan. Obviously with freestanding residential, it's a different type of grant, but they're ever changing. So whenever you're going to purchase, just get on and check what those grants are.
Tax depreciation's a big one. Buying something brand new, there's always going to be, you're going to maximise your tax depreciation for the property. That works really well for landlords. And you're going to save money between purchasing, so from exchange to settlement, there's always that construction period that you've got plans, you can save money and save deposits,
Yeah, you could put 10% down at the time of exchange, and by the time it's settling and you're moving in, you could have saved another 30,000-40,000 that you can pay off the debt.
Definitely. So tell us a bit about the development. What is it?
Aurora's, if you get on check out the renders, you'll see that the way that they're trying to build this is an apartment block that's a community for owner-occupiers. It's got the pool, it's got a really nice common area that has views out over the parkland. Yeah, it's pretty special, and everyone who's put a deposit down so far has been an owner-occupier. So they're hitting that mark, which is good if you're planning on living in a building that you've got people who are involved in the strata with you. But it's a 62 apartment development. 10% of these have already had deposits put down on them. The starting price for a two-bedder is $595, which is really good.
It's a good buying price, isn't it?
It's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. Like it's in Newcastle West. In comparison to Wickham, now you're paying $650,000-700,000 for a two-bedroom unit there.
And the size of them's fairly reasonable.
Yeah.
The floor plan.
Yeah,
like they're a nice floor plan.
75 to 80 as a start point, but there's some bigger two-bedders.
Yeah.
Three bedrooms start from $735,000, which is a pretty good price point. There's a few on the fourth level which have big terraces, and obviously the further you go up, you will start to get some views.
Fantastic. So that's a little bit about this development. If you've got any questions or inquiries, what's the best way to get in contact for this?
Jump onto our landing page, which is Aurora Newcastle, AURORA Newcastle.com.au, or you can jump on realestate.com, check out the development listing. Ashley Nichols or Wayne Stewart are your two best contacts here in our office, and we're actually having our launch event this week on Thursday night at 6 p.m. So you can come in, grab a beer, grab a wine, have a listen to a couple of our referral partners, our broker, our conveyancer, and I think you might make an appearance, we'll see.
I'll make an appearance. I thought you were going to say I was going to speak there, so I didn't plan that one. So that's a little bit about that development. Any questions, obviously in relation to rental return, please reach out to me because I'd love to give you an estimate and really work with you in this purchase. Maximise your return on your investment. Losing my words. What's happened this week? We've received 441 rental inquiries. So inquiry levels are up again. Inspections, we had 15 inspections. We've received 186 applications this week and we were able to lease 11 properties. That's a big number of properties leased this week. It was a busy week with 2 staff, with me, Nick, me, Nicole. But I am so grateful for our team working remotely while in isolation to help keep us running here. So big thank you to the team for their efforts while being struck down and a little bit sick. Open houses this week. We had 4 open houses on Saturday. At this stage, we've leased 50% of those properties. Just processing a couple of applications on another. Currently have 5 properties for lease, so stock's still quite low for properties for lease. But if you have an investment property, if you want to chat to us about our management, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Leave us a comment below, send us an email, pick up the phone. We'd love to help you and work with you on your property. That's all for this week. We look forward to talking with you next week, where Nicole will be back on board. Thanks, guys.
See you.
Bye.